Okay, this video is about installing extra brake lights on a Classic Ninja EX250. This isn't for the newer ones. This is for the, I think it's from 1988 to 2007. So first step we have to do is remove this brake light module, and well, let's do that next. So with the seat up, if you look back toward the rear of the bike where the fixture is, the light fixture, tail lights, there's going to be two bolts, one on each side. These are 10 millimeter bolts. So probably what you want to use is a socket wrench that has some type of what would you call angled connection, so you can actually get in there, because it is pretty difficult to get in there. But once you do, it's not too bad. You take off those two bolts, and the back one with some finagling, you actually can take it out. Remember beforehand, disconnect the connector to it, to the harness, and then it should be pretty easy. So once you have the brake light fixture out, you'll notice that on the back that it really only has that one socket for the center lens and the two empty ones for the side. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the screws that hold in these red lenses so we can get all those things out. So once you have the side lenses and the center lens out, you'll see that it comes with the center bulbs already in there, and then the two side ones are where we're going to be adding new sockets for this and this to be able to put additional bulbs in that side. Now for the sockets on the side, online they recommend the 84725. I think it's by Conduct Tight. And these actually have 3 wires on them. So there's another kind you can buy that has only 2 wires, but then you have to go ahead and solder an extra wire onto the side. These might cost a little bit more, but they end up saving you a lot of trouble because you don't have to go ahead and solder the extra wire on the side. To be able to tell which of the black wires is tail light versus brake, you can just use a normal 9-volt battery. The white wire on this one is going to be your ground, so you're going to connect this to a negative terminal. And then you get to choose one of your black wires to try first, and what we're looking for is which black wire will give us the brightest output. So on this one, we can try that, and that's, you know, one level of brightness. We can go ahead and try the other one, and we're trying to figure out which one of them is brighter, so which one is the brake light, so we can tag that one. So I'll try that one again, try this one again. So what it looks like is that this wire, this black wire, is going to be our brake light wire. So I'm going to put a piece of tape on it here, just so I keep track of which of these is brake light, so when I actually do the wiring to the harness, I connect them in the right way. And so we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other socket now, and label the right brake wire. Now before we start wiring everything up to the harness, we're going to go ahead and put these 2 sockets into the empty holes in the brake fixture here. And these actually, if you buy these they actually are a pretty snug fit, but they'll fit right in there. You can just squeeze them down. And then what we're probably going to do is run a bead of epoxy around the side of this, just so that they aren't going to go anywhere. So we can run that in there, wait for it to dry, go ahead and then start connecting all the wires on both sides. So now that we have the 2 sockets in place, we know which one is the brake wire. We have to snip the existing harness in the middle here. Your blue one is going to be your brake wire, your red one is going to be your tail light wire, so we'll have to connect them in that fashion. Now we have all of the wires stripped and cut to the right length. So we have the original harness wires from the original wiring going to the center light cut, and we basically stripped this about 3/8 of an inch for all of them. We did the same thing for the new sockets that are coming in. The actual harness that gets the connector that this goes into is on this side of the bike. So we made this one a little longer, this one a little shorter. Now I'd like to put everyone on hold for just a little bit. It turns out connecting these wires here in this direction will actually block being able to affix this, the brake fixture back to the bike. There's a post here, and there's also a post behind my finger here, and these 2 are used to connect the brake fixture back to the bike. So there's a big metal post that goes right here. And so it works fine over here because we did something nice. We moved the wires up and back and around, but here we end up having a problem. So what you want to do is you will want to take these wires here, move them around, back, and then come through the center. And so we've done the same over here, and then actually do all your connections up in this section. And that way you can actually bolt this back to your bike. Thankfully, I did not epoxy these in before I found that out, so I was able to take this out, move it around, force it back in. Our job is to pick the right wires to join them together. The blue wire on both of these, the blue wire is your brake light. So what we've done is we've labeled the brake lights from our new sockets. So what to make this fit into these butt connectors that we have, I'm going to take the blue wire from the connector itself, put it together with the brake wire from the left socket, take the brake wire from the right socket, and the blue wire here. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect these together with one of these butt connectors in the middle. We're going to do the same thing with the others. Just like before, the reds here is going to be your tail light. So you're going to connect the tail light wires to your red wires. Same process. And then the same thing with the black wire with the yellow stripe on the side, which is your ground wire. So the two white wires are going to be joined with the two black wires that have the yellow stripe on the side, and then you're going to crimp them together. One thing I also do might be overly protective, but I'm going to be packing some dielectric grease into these connectors before I crimp them down, and that'll just help prevent corrosion and keep water from coming in there. I'm also going to take a bit of heat shrink tubing and make sure I slip it over the wires before I do the crimping, and that way I can slip it back, heat shrink it, and help keep any water from getting in there as well. Now that we have all of the connectors in here and crimped, the last thing we got to do is just put our heat shrink tubing back over here, and then I'm just going to go old school and just heat it with a lighter. After we got our heat shrinking tubing shrinked, tidied up the wires, got everything basically ready to go back in the bike. The two side bulbs are already in, so I got to put in the center one, and then we will take it out to the bike, make sure it still works. We have the brake fixture back in the bike, just sitting here on top, connected. I'm going to turn it on. Hope for the best. So that looks good. We'll try to pull the brake lever a couple times. And looks good to me. So we are going to go ahead, kind of reverse procedure of taking it apart, put the lenses back on, bolt it in, and we are good to go. And there you have it, installed back in the bike. I would press on the brake pedal to show you, but it's kind of hard to do that while filming at the same time. But hope you enjoyed it and hope this helps.